Knives are one of those basic tools. It's something that I use on an everyday basis. I typically carry one in my pocket. It is a folding knife, but when it comes to fixed blade knives, especially full tang models, they're very durable. They can take you through anything. And really for EDC, I've kind of started leaning toward carrying a small fixed blade knife. This is the Stroup Knives GP2. It is a full tang, beautifully finished knife, has that really rustic look to it. And I was at the Palmetto State Armory gathering a couple of weeks ago and came across the guys at Stroup Knives. They are veterans. It's an American-owned company, family-owned company, and they make knives right in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Just a beautiful rustic look to it, and these are G10 scales, and we'll get into all the specs. But a good quality knife, and I just wanted to show you guys because Stroup Knives is really putting out some excellent fixed blade knives. So I was looking over a number of their different knives. Chris just told me to pick one out, take it for a review, and I picked out this beautiful G10 scales on this GP2. Here's the box, Stroup Knives logo, veteran-owned, family-operated, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. Nice little padding, a couple little stickers, Stroup Knives business card, and the knife with the sheath and tech lock. These knives are all made in the USA. Chris Stroup was a military veteran, served overseas, and just has a passion for knives. And these are really well made, hand fitted, handmade in Fayetteville, North Carolina. They've really gained a great reputation for just quality. But one of the things I love about this knife is just the texturing all over the top of the blade. I mean, it's a very rustic looking knife, and yet it is well finished. So it's not just a rough finish knife with this texturing. I mean, it has been very finely finished with the scales, and these are G10. They do have a number of different color choices. I picked the green. I just thought it really looked beautiful. It has a lot of cutting in here to give you a lot of gripability to the blade. Now, because this isn't a really large knife, it's not going to be so important with the grip. It's more made for detailed work. It does come with a nice Kydex sheath with tech lock on the back. The sheath is very well fitted. Has a little bit of a guard right here. Comes out really nice, but it does have some retention. Of course, you have your grommets all the way through it, and then the tech lock. Very easy to use. In fact, I like this because you can put it right on your belt and then you lock it down. And there are other options you can get for your securing it to your belt. I like to wear this about 3 o'clock right in front of my pistol, which I wear at 4. And so it gives me a fixed blade option. Of course, I'm carrying my folding knife, but a fixed blade knife is definitely more preferred, especially in really serious situations, and full tang is very important. But you can see how well finished this is. The blade is 3 inches in length. It's 6.75 inches overall. Nice lanyard loop. Has screws here that you can remove these scales if you need to. And it does have sort of a dark finish to it, kind of an oxidized finish, which gives it a beautiful contrast. It is 1095 steel. It has been heat treated very well. In fact, they do all the heat treating there. Saber grind, nice drop point blade. Tip is very strong, and yet you do have a sharp point here to be able to do a lot of tasks, which, you know, this makes this an all-around blade. Nice guard right here, keep your hand in the right place. But again, a very rustic looking knife and really unique, but yet it's very capable, and we're going to check that out. Of course, first test, we're just going to cut some paper, sharpness test. Comes really sharp right out of the box. I expected it with that edge. Probably one of the things we do a lot, of course, when you're opening boxes. Of course, paracord. All the way up to 4 strands, no problem. Stripping this bark off, just glides right on it. This is green wood, so it makes it a little easier. Make a sharp stick. Always need for a sharp stick. Of course, making tent steaks, things like that. Using it for cooking. A lot of feathering. Seems to bite into the wood really nice. Of course, with the green wood, it's one thing. I mean, it's a little bit easier to manipulate. So we're going to go to some cedar that's really hardened and seasoned. We'll see how that goes. We can do a little feathering. This is cedar, and it's usually very hard, and this is well seasoned. Even from this hard cedar, we're getting some decent shavings. Seems to bite into the wood really nicely. One of the most important things to me about a knife is being able to start fire, to prepare tinder, prepare kindling. Just really needs to be a multi-purpose knife. And now this is a fairly small knife, but to me, I like to be able to draw. You can get some real nice feathers that way. One thing I like about drawing too is it places the blade on the other side of you, so especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere, a little bit less dangerous. And the larger the stick, the easier it is. This is with a little short stick. But it doesn't take long to gather a lot of tinder. Now the tip comes to a nice point, but it's really strong. You can see where the spine comes down, comes out to a nice tip, so it gives it some real strength. And that's going to be excellent for boring. Now while this is a fairly small knife, it will baton. And that thick spine is going to help. Great thing is we can get to those thin pieces, be able to start a good fire. And it doesn't take long just to baton this out. You can feather these down quite a bit, get these really small. Of course, building you a little notch, this is great to do a lot of multiple tasks. And this will do it. You start going on the edge, different directions, and then when you get to this point right here, you just go down. Then you have you a notch. You can put a pot on that, it'll hold it secure. Tent stake, I mean, there's a ton of different uses. And we're holding up really well, which is expected. Now I find that the edges are a little bit rounded off around the spine. It just makes it more comfortable, but I like to have a fire steel, and I like to have the ability. This is high carbon steel, so we should be able to strike it. I found here toward the tip it's a little bit sharper, and that's the area that I've been using. We're getting some good spark. So to me, that is one of the most important parts of carrying a knife for survival. Of course, these little Exotac fire rods are excellent. And you do get a 20% discount using Sootch 00 with the link down below, but there are a lot of different fire steels out there. Yeah, that's good stuff. Being the fire bug that I am, I can't let tinder go to waste. See, we got a little tinder tab here in the top, which is one thing I love. Always stack the deck, guys, and carry a little bit of good tinder, because it really makes it go a lot quicker. So I'm gonna set it right here, get my fire steel. There we go, just one little click. Take that tinder, make use of that tinder tab. We can start us a fire really simple. Exotac and Stroup knives make fire great again. Of course, food prep is always important. Being able to cut an apple, being able to peel an apple. If I hadn't cut it, I could do the peel all the way around it, but that little saber grind allows you to get in there, even though this blade's fairly thick. And that smells good. Tastes good too. I don't know that the GP2 had anything to do with that, but it did cut it. This is a small knife. I mean, its tasks are going to be limited, but it's going to be easier to carry, and it's going to give you more capability than a folding knife. And a lot of strength to it, a lot more balance. So, you know, just that full tang again. You really want that full tang. Good comfortable grips. The grips seem to be comfortable. You know, this isn't really a chopper, so you're not going to be chopping a lot. You're going to be doing more delicate work. Those indentions in the top, or that finish, really gives you just a little bit of texturing to be able to have a secure fit, and then that guard coming up underneath. Reverse grip, same thing. Grab the end here of the pommel, and it's going to give you a lot of striking capability in a self-defense situation. So kind of an all-around knife, and I like that. It's just something that if I'm going to carry it every day, it's something that needs to fit a lot of different roles. And I think with this size, it's going to be fairly easy to carry and yet give you a lot of capability. So guys, if you're looking for a very unique, high-quality option for a fixed blade knife, check out Stroup knives. These guys are putting out some really cool designs. I love this rustic look to it, and yet the fit and finish is just excellent. And guys, again, fixed blade knives are the top of the food chain when it comes to carrying a knife. And we really appreciate Chris over at Stroup Knives for giving me this knife to check it out and do a test drive. These things are excellent. Guys, check out Sportsman's Guide for all kind of accessories, shooting, hunting, camping, military surplus from all over the world. It's one of my go-to sources, and you get $20 off for every $100 or more purchase using Sootch, S-O-O-T-C-H, in the coupon code. And if you're a member of their Buyers Club, you get free shipping. And that really comes in handy when you're ordering jerry cans. So check out Sportsman's Guide, great resource. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America, long live the Republic. The thing about an apple is when you start, you can't stop. That's good. I know you want some, but I can't send it to you. Guys, when it comes to the knife, knives, it's one of those basic tools. There's so many different uses, whether it's cooking, cleaning, you want to clean something, unless it's game, and it's just long lasting. with a folding knife. Today we're going to take a look at the Stroup knives, and I don't know what the model number is.